bunch of gamers, one channel, and tons of games. This must be Games and Me. Hey guys, this is the Pixel and Polygon Protection Group, and this is our special E3 episode. And of course, the Pixel and Polygon Protection Group wouldn't be complete without my dear friend Magus. So, how's it going, man?
It's going, Alex. Just been doing a lot of research and just kind of chilling today. So, it's been pretty busy, though, and fun researching all these games.
Yeah, so what are the games all about? Nick, do you want to explain, like, what this is going to be, all about and stuff?
Oh, yeah. These are all games that were at E3 that you guys got to play, you and the rest of the Games and Me group. And I got a lot of questions, and I kind of study them. So, they were all games that were at E3. That some we know a lot about, some we don't know a whole lot about.
Okay, that's cool. So, let me start introducing people in a group and stuff. But I wanted to ask you first, what have you been playing, man?
What have I been playing? I got Smash Brothers Brawl the other day, like a year after the excitement died down, and it's pretty fun. And there's still some people that play online. I don't think online's as bad as some people made it out. And despite the hype, it isn't the greatest game ever made, as some people claim, but it isn't a bad game. It's pretty fun. It's mostly a fun game. So
that's pretty cool.
And I've been playing, mind you, the original Dragon's Lair, the Laserdisc game.
You have a Laserdisc?
Well, I don't have it. I've been playing the Sega CD version of it.
Wow, that's bringing it old school.
Oh, it's pretty fun. It's one of those quick novelty games you could play for a little bit if you want to just quickly play something and not invest hours into like Persona 4, which tends to happen. So that's what I've been playing.
Don't get me started on that game. So. Let's see. What have I been playing? Well, I've been playing Crimson Gem Saga for the PSP, and that is an excellent game. It kind of gives me like some of the vibes of Lunar and stuff, the old school Lunar and stuff. But like with a lot better artwork, and it's not retro at all. It's very it's very up to the modern era and stuff, which is really, really awesome. And that's something that I really appreciate about that game. It's really well put together, and it's a $30 PSP game, if you can believe that.
Yeah, I know, because I have it. I have the game too. So.
Oh, you got Crimson Gem Saga?
I haven't played it though. Dragon's Lair took over for some reason. Dirk the Daring, can't you gotta love Dirk the Daring. So his dumbass.
Yeah. All right. Well, let me introduce the rest of the team, because obviously it's not just going to be me and you. So, CK. What have you been playing, sir?
Well, I'm continuing my quest to beat Persona 4, but mostly this past week it's been Phoenix Wright. Can't put it down, man.
Awesome. And of course, we also have Ted. Ted, what you been playing, sir?
Funnily enough, the game I've been playing most is still Street Fighter 4. But I do want to announce that at E3, I gained a victory over Gootecks, which is a big deal.
Definitely a big deal. You want to kind of bring up the story as to how you beat his ass and how it came to reality?
Well, obviously I've been seeing Gootecks at pretty much all the Street Fighter events that I go to, and he was also at the King of Fighters tournament. And he was at E3, and he was at a booth, and he said, "Who wants to take me on?" And I said, "I'll take that action." Now, Gootecks plays one of the best Balrogs in Southern California, but he must have been tired, because he looked tired, and I've played better Balrogs online, so he must have been tired, but I beat him 3 rounds to 1.
Wow.
With my Vega, so.
Nice.
But matches are matches, and I can say I hold a victory over Gootecks.
Nice.
So.
Definitely a match well fought, I think.
He was falling for some of my most basic stuff. I guess, I don't know. Oh, well.
All right. And we also have Vanessa. So what you been playing, Vanessa?
I've been trying to keep up with EA Sports Active, which is really fun, and I hope to review that pretty soon. And also started playing The Sims 3, which just came out.
Yes, Sims 3. Sims 3. We finally get to boot up the old computer again. Okay. So, all right, Magus. So, I think we should start right now. So, the first game we're going to be starting with is DJ Hero, which Vanessa and I actually got to see, because unfortunately the E3 2009 did not have a playable version of the turntable. So, Ted, were you able to see any footage from this game or read anything about it?
DJ Hero? I didn't
Yeah.
see anything at E3. I didn't get too close.
How about you, CK?
Yeah, I mean, I passed by DJ Hero, but I didn't get a chance to play it. I guess I went for Beatles Rock Band instead.
Okay. So, I mean, I guess Vanessa and I are like the only people that checked it out. So
Yeah, I do have some questions actually about DJ Hero, because let me put it this way. I'm not a musical guy, but I do know a turntable can be a very complicated instrument, even more so than the guitar to an extent,
Yep.
And from what I was reading, it's, music games aren't the most complex things, but what I was reading, you have a lot of buttons in this game. Like you have the 3-stream buttons, you have an effects dial, a crossfader, and an euphoria button. Whatever an euphoria button is, I don't even know what that is. But I'll ask you guys, you two, did it look overly complex, or did it look simple like Guitar Hero and all those games are known to be?
I thought it was really interesting because we actually got to see like a presentation of it, a guy playing it, and they had the speakers booming and everything. And at first, the first song he played seemed really simple. He was just using the buttons and changing the tracks occasionally, and it didn't seem all that overly complicated. And then toward the end, I guess their, final song that they played seemed so complicated. I looked up and I said, there's no way I can ever play that song. So it seemed like there's a really good range of difficulty.
So Alex, do you, from what she just told me, do you think it really differentiates itself from Guitar Hero instead of just being a Guitar Hero clone like some people have claimed it to be?
it's only like a Guitar Hero game by virtue of the fact that it has the word hero on it, plus the highway, which is typically like the same for all these types of new music games that have come out, but of course Harmonix made. But what's interesting about it is that there's quite a myriad of different things that you can do with it now, and it's a very weird decision to do this, but instead of putting the actual buttons like to change the quote unquote record on the turntable, like they actually put all the buttons on the turntable as opposed to actually on the side, which I think that was kind of a very interesting type of choice, because like I don't know, Ted can probably chime in on this, but most of these types of DJ games, like most of the buttons to change the records and the tracks and stuff are usually on the actual board itself, right, and not on the actual
DJ
turntable.
Max Fever is just a button game. It's like poppin' music, and then Beat Mania is just 7 buttons with a turntable that you use to do a scratch effect. None of the DJ games I've played really have crossfaders. So this is the neat thing, is like this is one of the first DJ games to have a crossfader. So
basically, like the only reason why a lot of people actually are calling this kind of like a Guitar Hero clone is that it looks very similar to Guitar Hero, and the fact that you can actually play the guitar while you're DJing, like if you want it, you can do a DJ versus guitar battle mode, makes it obviously a little bit like Guitar Hero. But, the overall mechanic is very different. You only have 3 main buttons, which represent 3 different records and stuff, and you use the crossfader to actually go from one record to another. And the effects thing that you were mentioning actually kind of is very similar to like hitting the whammy bar, in the Guitar Hero games and stuff, so you can do specials and stuff. So for the most part, it's a brand new game. The only thing that I really don't like about the game is the price tag. It's very hefty. It's about $120 for the turntable and the game itself. So it's an additional $60 premium above the game.
What I thought was the funniest thing was that when they were doing this presentation, they had like this gigantic TV where they were showing what he was doing, and he had the controller right next to a real turntable. And I think maybe they did that to show you, like, oh, you think this is complicated? Look at the real turntable. You'd never be able to handle that because the controller, as complicated as it can get, it is incredibly simplified compared to a real turntable.
A real turntable they had there. That's pretty cool. That's good that they showed the difference with having the real turntable and the DJ Hero turntable there too. But I was going to say, though, it's interesting because from what I understand, DJ Hero isn't the first DJ video game, though. Nope. That was, I believe, Beatmania.
Mm-hmm. And once again, Konami dropped the ball on that.
Why? How so? Is it just badly made, or?
Well, think about it. How did Guitar Hero rise to fame? By actually releasing